Ciao, I am Nick Stellino. I was taking a look at these recipes that I personally selected for you today. It's all about pasta. Today, we'll make pasta with butternut squash and sausage, and then sweet sausage ragu. Please, join me in the kitchen. Spicy just right. No, I didn't know that. I'm here with my good friend, Il Signor Cacioppo, a fellow Sicilian.
How you doing today, Nick?
He's a character like me. Signor Cacioppo, why don't we discuss something that's very important for people at home? When they shop for sausages and they bring it home, what is the longest that a sausage can stay in the refrigerator before it can be used? Because I think some people put it there for too long.
No, yeah, you're right. I think 3 days is plenty. You know, you buy it when it's nice and fresh when it leaves the shop, and then you should cook it before 3 days is up.
Now, one of the things that I love, and we're both Sicilians, we have this special thing for hot or spicy sausage. What do you put in your spicy sausage? What is the thing that gives it a kick?
Nick, I use crushed red chilies to add to our sausage to make it hot.
That gives it a nice little flavor.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Now, I want you to hear from him a technique that he uses at home because it's very similar to what my grandfather did. Now, you tell me, when you saute, first you put in water, right?
Yeah, we put about an inch of water in the frying pan, and we poach it like that and for about 5 minutes. And then we drain the liquid and we brown it to give it that nice little crunchy skin on the outside.
That's what I love. You know, it reminds me, it takes me back to my old days. That's exactly the way my family used to do it. They become tradition. Signor Cacioppo, these sausages are golden. Wrap them all up. I want to take them with me to the kitchen. I have a special recipe I want to show you.
You got it, Nick.
Spicy sausages. I love them. We're going to use this to make our favorite recipe, that is pasta with sausages and butternut squash. While you were not looking, I already started, and I have the sausages browning in a non-stick saute pan with a little bit of olive oil, and they got just the right consistency. Remember, they are not cooked all the way through, and we don't want them to cook all the way through. We want to keep them still somewhat pink in the middle because we're going to finish them into the sauce. It's going to be a great flavor addition to make to it. So what I do right now, I just take them out of the pan. The other thing that I want you to realize is different sausages made by different sausage makers have completely different content of fat. So it's possible sometime, especially with very fatty sausages, you might have a lot more oil left in the pan than what the recipe calls for. All you have to do is just pour it out and keep what you need. This is just about all that we want. The reason why I like this a great deal, I'm going to increase the heat a little bit to medium, is because it has the flavor of the sausage itself. All the spices that went into making the sausage is truly giving us a complex flavor. You will notice that throughout the process, I will not be adding a great deal of flavoring to it. You may ask yourself, why don't you? Well, let's start, for example, with the onions. One of the things that I've done with the onions, I have diced them uniformly, and it's important that you try to do the very best that you can as you cut them to give them the same shape. Why? This way they cook the same. If you like to improvise with small variation, shallots would be ideal for this. Only in the case of shallots, slice them. And what I find with the shallots, when you slice them, they have a sweet texture that comes into it. It does not disappear as the sauce will eventually braise later on. Now, something that you are going to like is the addition of garlic. Take a look how thick this garlic is as we add it to the pan. And I'm going to tell you why. It's fairly thick. A lot of people get very concerned when they see garlic this big. They go, you know, I'm not going to be able to do this. This is too strong. It's going to be difficult for me to digest. Most of you people live in a world where garlic is overcooked. That accounts for the bad breath. That accounts for the unpleasantness the garlic might bring forth. When the garlic is cooked this nice and thick, but still is managed on a medium heat. Remember, when you do this at home, I want you to cook it like this for about 3 to 4 minutes, and you will notice that the onion slowly will become translucent. The garlic will not really brown, but will start to soften sweetly. And then we'll be adding the other ingredients as well. But over a long period of time, the sauce will cook for a good 30 minutes. The garlic will render all of its flavor into the sauce, bringing this beautiful character of its own, and it will be nice and soft. And when you finally have a piece of garlic that will be trapped between your upper molar and your lower molar, and you go to push, it will be like a marshmallowy-like cream that will splurt onto your papilla, on your tongue, and you will say to yourself, ah, the Nick Stellino is good. By the way, you would be right, I am. The next thing that we're going to do is the adding of the fresh herbs. People say, why adding the fresh herbs now? More often than not, you see the adding of the fresh herbs toward the end. What I want for the fresh herbs to do at this point is to imbue all of these basic ingredients into the sauce and give them the flavor, the personality that they have. So here we go with the sage. Sage is extremely important. It's a wonderful marriage with the butternut squash that will come next. I'm using right now an addition of fresh basil. You can also use parsley if you don't have basil handy. And these two herbs are really a combination that establishes a foundation for the sauce. At this point, I'm going to increase the heat a little bit more. I'm going to put it to medium-high. And here comes the next addition, which is very important. Pay attention to the detail. This is butternut squash. We have diced this butternut squash in the same possible shape. I don't know, you cannot be scientifically perfect about it, but the more that the shape is equal in all the pieces, the better you will have. Stir it together with all the ingredients. What we want to do is just to mix it around so that it picks up a little bit of the other flavors that we had. You still notice that I added no salt, no pepper. Why? There's a purpose for that. The reason why we're holding back is because there's a great deal of flavor that's being let on by the sausage. We're also going to be adding a little bit of stock. But before we do that, here we have our wine, a little bit of white wine. Put this out on very high heat, and we go with the white wine, just enough of a touch. What we want to do is reduce it down to a glaze, and as the wine reduces to a glaze and it evaporates, you can see already the coloring. It picks up whatever bits of browning was at the bottom of the pan, reincorporates them into the sauce. Those, as far as I'm concerned, are flavor pods. It's not truly a name that exists in English, but it brings out the description, it brings out the picture that I want you to have mentally. When you cook a sauce especially, I want you to feel as if you're composing music. Hold on a second before I continue. I get lost in my own stories. Well, for those of you that see me before, you know that that's the case. Chicken stock is what we're going to add now. Also beef stock will do, but I would like to have the chicken stock. It's softer in flavor, and what it does not fight with the flavor of the sausage. Now, when you make this at home, at this point, what I want you to do is to bring this to a boil, a rolling boil. Once this reaches a rolling boil, I want you to reduce it down to a simmer and to cook it for about 20-30 minutes. The most important part comes now. Do you remember the sausages that we held back before? We reintroduce them once again into the sauce as the sauce reduces and it goes from the very loose feel that you see here to a bit more of a thickened and reduced amount. The pasta that we have, I want to show it to you because it's a beautiful shape. Those are called conchiglie, and you will see exactly what I mean. Conchiglie, by the way, in Italian means shells. What I love about this pasta is that the pasta ultimately will capture on the inside in this curvaceous shape that it does have all the tidbits of the sauce. When you bite into it, you will be able to taste all the different ingredients that we've done so far. Conchiglie in Italian means little shell. Now, let's get moving with the pasta. Is it ready? I'll stir it about. Yes, she is. Oh, mamma mia. We're almost there. We're almost there. I'm also going to show you a technique called mantecatura, something that you will love a great deal. Ready? Here we go with the pasta. Ah, there you are. The first thing you want to do once you add the pasta is you have to connect with a concept. The pasta and the sauce need to become one. For this to happen, we need to cook the pasta into the sauce. A lot of people get very concerned at this point and say, but why? Don't you just reduce the sauce, put it on top of the pasta? If the pasta and the sauce are treated as two different things, you will never get the full flavor that you're looking for. But what you will notice is as I continue to cook this pasta, you want to do this for about 3 to 5 minutes, the sauce, the juice of the sauce will penetrate into the pasta. Imagine the pasta to be entirely one coil with many layers to it. And as you cook it, the sauce penetrates layer by layer by layer until it gives us the very perfect look. As you can see, most of the juice of the sauce has been now completely absorbed by the pasta. There are two more techniques that I want to show you. It's the addition of the cheese. When I do add the cheese, the first thing that I do, I completely turn off the heat. We do not want for the cheese to go to the bottom of the pan and burn and stick to the bottom of the pan. This is a non-stick pan, so this is less likely to happen. But if you do use a stainless steel surface, this is something that could do it for you. We're using right now grated Parmesan cheese. You can also use provolone or a mixture of the two. It doesn't matter. But watch what happens. You see the cheese right here? The next thing that happens as I turn it, just the heat retained by the pasta still gives us the melting of the cheese. The last thing that I'm going to do is a process called mantecatura. Mantecatura is the addition of a butter. Put about a tablespoon worth of butter in it. Now watch what happens and how the gloss, all this comes together. The cheese is melting perfectly into it. Look, this is what I love. This is the part of what, in my opinion, is the very best. So let's plate this. We have the plate waiting for us, and here it goes. Oh, mamma mia. This is something that I would not suggest as a low recipe, a low-calorie diet, but I don't care. I work out. Every once in a while, you need to have pasta with sausage and butternut squash. It's good for the soul. It's going to make you smile. It's going to make you feel as if life makes sense once again. I know it because every time I don't feel right, every time things don't go well for me, the thing that I do, I spend a moment or two and I say to my wife, honey, what do you feel like for dinner tonight? And she goes, ma, if you were to make me some pasta, I would not mind. A little bit of pepper just to add a little bit of color and flavor. Pasta with butternut squash and sausage. Here it is. I love sausages. What I love about sausages is the way they taste. And I love to come here to my favorite butcher because he makes it with love. This is an old family recipe that's been in the family for many, many years. He makes all sorts of sausages, anywhere from kielbasa, chorizo, Italian-style sausages. And by the way, you should be aware of the fact that just about any Italian-style sausage that you find anywhere in the country is based on a Sicilian recipe. Us Sicilians like to feel that way. Why is it so? Fennel seed. Fennel seed is what makes the sweet sausage. Difference between sweet sausage and hot sausage is the addition of peperoncino rosso, red pepper flakes that gives it a little bit of fire. You also need to have a good amount of fat in a sausage to make sure that when the sausage cooks, it does not dry out. Pork, obviously, is the meat of choice. Butt or the shoulder is what they're used. These sausages are fantastic. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get them all wrapped up and take it with me to the kitchen to create something special for you. Pasta with sweet sausage ragu. I love this. By the way, one of my favorite pastas. It's based on the concept of ragu. Ragu is a recipe that comes from Bologna. Ragu alla bolognese, as a matter of fact, is a very well-known recipe, quite famous all over Italy. When I was a little boy, indeed, was one of the things I loved to do the most. Usually it's done with beef. This one is exclusively done with sausages. Before I move on to the sausages, I have to show you something. You're going to love this. Check out this pasta. This pasta is called radiatori. I have to really point this out because it's very exciting. Pastas are fun, by the way. These radiatori, as you can see, are designed to imitate the look of a car radiator. Now, there are rumors that these particular cuts of pasta were invented by Italian car designers. I do tend to believe it. The concept here is that all these little rivets that are built into the pasta make the pasta much more effective at capturing the sauce. Is it true? Is it not? I don't know. I just love it. There are some cuts of pasta that are like, they make me feel like a little kid. I taste them and I think everything tastes better. Is it true? You know, it's true what's in your head. Anyway, we got it in here. We're going to let this one cook. Let's move on to the sausage and let me show you a couple of things. One of the things that we need to do is to get the sausage out of the casing. And we have a paring knife in here. This is what I usually do. I take a cut going all the way through, exactly like this. And then using my hand, you peel the casing off. I'm going to put the sausage exactly as it is into the pan. And the reason why I do that is because we're going to break it up with the back of a spoon. You can use any type of spoon, but it has to be a nice solid spoon. That is the problem a lot of people do have. If you use something soft as a spatula, it will not do it for you. So the process is for us, as you're cooking the sausage, to move it against the wall and break it up. The reason why we're using a pan with a high wall is that we're using the wall of the pan to help us break the sausage into the pieces that we want. These sausages will cook in about 4 minutes. I'm going to reduce the heat a little bit. You want to do it too high. We're doing this on medium heat. What we want to do right now is basically break it. There's no pretty designs that you want to do with the sausage at this time. You just want to break them so that the sausage is going to release this flavor both into the oil and also into the base of this wonderful sauce. This is all that we need to do at this point. We broke it up exactly in the shape that we want. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to build the sausage. Each of the ingredients that we add is going to be imbued not only in the olive oil, but in the spicing that the sausage does have. First, we go with the onions, typical of the making of ragu. Then we go with celery, and then we go with carrots. One bit of advice that I can give you, make it so that when you add these ingredients, they are cut approximately the same size. They will cook more uniformly, and they will bring out to you the flavor that we need to have in this. I was telling you before that this sauce is based on the Bologna sauce called Ragu alla Bolognese. But if somebody was ever to ask you, what is that makes the Ragu alla Bolognese different from the Ragu of any other part of the world? We have a Ragu in Sicily, we have Neapolitan Ragu. There's all sorts of different variations of Ragu. The truth is the following. In Bologna, in their Ragu, which is only made out with beef and a little bit maybe some time of prosciutto ground finely, they say no, but I know that they do it, is the addition of peas. Green peas are the essential ingredient that turns a ragu to ragu alla bolognese. Let's continue. You're cooking this on medium heat. We do not want to scorch the sausage. We want the sausage to mix well with all the other ingredients. And now it's truly where we start to build up the flavors. First, we're gonna go with the garlic. Garlic cut fairly thick. We want the garlic not to burn. If you were to use chopped garlic at this point, because of the medium heat that we're using, it might actually burn. Because it's going to be a long process of cooking here and in the braising. By keeping it nice and thick, you avoid the possibility of that burning. And by the fact that this is going to be a long braise, the garlic will totally meld into these flavors and actually melt properly. A piece of garlic in your mouth, you will be surprised on how it does not taste at all as the kind of garlic you had in the past. We add a little bit of basil now, and we add this fresh basil right in it so that we give the flavor to it. What we can also do is at the end, once the sauce is ready, if you really love the flavor of basil, when you mix it with the pasta, you can add it to it then, but I don't think it's necessary. Next thing, extremely important, get the best red wine that you have. Nice, full of body. You add it, bring now the heat back up to very high heat. What you want to do is reduce this wine until the wine, half of it has evaporated. Why is this important? You're also noticing right now that I'm adding no salt and no pepper. One of the things that most people say, Nick, why don't you add these flavorings? Well, you have to realize that the sausage is full of flavoring already as it is. If we were to add too much salt, too much pepper, one of the problems we would have is that we'll be so completely overpowered with flavor that we'll go all the way to the right of it, and I don't think you can pull it back then. The last thing that we're going to do is add the bay leaf, and now we go with the other flavorings, which are tomato sauce and the chicken stock. I use chicken stock because the sausage already has a very strong flavor. You could also use beef stock, but what I find is that when you use beef stock, it tends to fight with it. Now, we're going to take this sauce, we're going to bring it to a boil. Once the sauce reaches a boil, we'll reduce it down to a simmer, and it has to simmer for a minimum of 40-45 minutes. I have a sauce here that I've already made. Let's take a taste of it and see what it tastes like. Fantastic. I love me. Yes, the pasta is ready. We're now ready to add the pasta to the sauce. Now remember, when you take the pasta out with the insert, move slowly. This happens to a lot of people. And then there's this little trick. You see how I move my hands? It allows you to do something that you're going to love. And that is, make sure that none of this hot water drops on you. Look at this pasta. Is this gorgeous or what? Now remember, this pasta, because of its design, is fairly delicate. So when you go at it and you mix it together with the sauce, do it gently, exactly as I'm doing. I'm using now the wooden spoon, and look at this. The way it connects with it, the gloss that comes over, this is spectacular. Remember, this does not have a lot of loose liquid to it, and unlike the other pasta, you do not want to cook it for too long, because this pasta is already picking up the glaze that has been created by the heavy reduction that we've done with this ragu sauce. Look at that, wonderful. Two more steps that I need to do to make you see how to make this perfectly well. First thing we're going to do is turn off the heat altogether, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. I'm going to add a little bit of Parmesan cheese right into it. And this is gonna bring out a flavor like you won't believe. And then the addition of the butter, which ultimately is for us the little bit of what we call mantecatura. Mix it all well together. What the butter will do, and you can see it as I'm moving it gently, is giving the pasta a glaze, a fantastic glaze. You know that we cooked the pasta just right because none of the pieces of the pasta are breaking. This butter is absolutely awesome. I'm sorry, I should not be making these strange noises, but there is something about pasta that not only brings me back to my youth, but still remains for me to this very day, in my mid-50s, something that I absolutely adore. Now, let's plate this. Enough talking, because if you leave it to me, I'll be here talking until the day after tomorrow. This, I want to serve it, I want you to see it, and then I'm going to eat it. Oh, mamma mia. Sono proprio bravo, which means I'm really good. I give myself enormous compliment all the time. Signori e signori, this is pasta with sweet sausage ragu. Just a little bit would be enough, but this is for me, and little bit does not do the proper placement of it. So the last thing that I do to this pasta is a little bit more extra cheese all the way around. And just because I am somewhat devious, I like to put a little bit of pepper. Eh sì, and there it is. Sherry, un pezzo di parmigiano per favore. Grazie bella. Parmigiano. I love Parmigiano. Parmigiano, by the way, it's a cheese that it's not from Sicily. Can you believe this? We did not invent Parmigiano. It kills me when I think about it. Parmigiano is from the region of Reggio Emilia, specifically from the town of Parma, henceforth Parmigiano Reggiano. Parmigiano is a cheese that to this very day is made according to rules that were established almost 1,000 years ago. There is actually il Consorzio di Parmigiano Reggiano that has inspectors that goes to the various factories all around the area where Parmigiano Reggiano is made, checking the aging wheels of Parmigiano. By the way, those wheels are somewhat in the neighborhood of 45 kilos each. They're rotated every so often, and in spite of the fact that they're treated in the same exact way, some of them mature better than others. The inspectors have the job to actually crisscross those big, large pieces of Parmigiano, which according to their own opinion and the studies and the training that they got, does not make the proper cut to be called Parmigiano Reggiano. This is, in my opinion, one of the most dramatic and drastic undertaking to see this beautiful piece of cheese is taken off the line and replaced by another one, and whatever is left over, only the people in Parma get a chance to get this young Parmigiano Reggiano. But this is perfectly seasoned, it's mine, I'm taking it home. Thank you for joining me once again. This was a very exciting show for me because I got to cook the food that I love the most, pasta. Pasta with sausage and butternut squash, and then we did a pasta with sweet sausage ragu. I hope that you will use these recipes to entertain your friends and your family at home and turn your home into your favorite restaurant. Until next time, arrivederci. I'm shopping for my favorite ingredient for the soup I want to demonstrate for you. This is a kind of winter squash, but it's not my favorite winter squash. My favorite winter squash is butternut squash. Butternut squash, the Latin name of which is Cucurbita moscata. Try to say that fast 10 times. Even I cannot do that. One of the great things that I love about it is it's very easy to cook. It has a flavor that's rich, dense. If we were, for example, to cut this, the inside of it would be orange. And the riper it gets, the more deep orange it gets. But it's not just the color that I like. It's not just the flavor that I like. Also, what it does have is an enormous flexibility on how you can actually use it in the kitchen. You can roast it, you can saute it, you can make the soup, as I will show you. But it's the health benefit that this particular vegetable does have. What I love about it is, first and foremost, an enormous amount of antioxidants, which are great for you. There's B6, potassium. Unbeknownst to me, as I was studying onto it, I discovered that a cup of this, taken on a daily basis, is your whole allowance of vitamin C. The thing that I love the most about it is how it responds with a unique yield of flavor to the different type of cooking that you do. If you were to experiment with this, one of the things that I propose is try different techniques. If you roast it, it will taste a certain way. If you saute it, it will taste a different way. If you cook it in the form of a soup with a sofrito underneath, and by the way, when I say sofrito, I mean a nice combination of onions, celery, carrots, which is at the base of the soup that we make, it will pick up a different type of flavor. It's the amazing dexterity that this particular vegetable has to respond to the different type of cooking and the yield that it brings back that I truly adore. Now, Let's talk about storage. Most people buy this and they put it in the refrigerator. This is not something that you would want to do. When you buy this, keep it in a cool space, very well ventilated. And in this present form, uncut, it will stay nice and edible all the way for about 3 months. If you should find yourself needing a piece of it and cutting it, then you need to cover it with a little bit of plastic, put it inside the refrigerator. But at that point, you have no more than a week. The seeds on the inside are not edible. I would suggest that once you cut it open, get rid of the seeds, also because of the first one to spoil.